Kristin and I want to welcome you to our Mother's Day special of Mission Park Cares.
And today we're celebrating ladies that gave us life and taught us what love is all about.
This just might be my favorite day of the year. Let's head down to the river and see what you actually had to say.
Let's go.
Happy Mother's Day!
Perfect! Well, I'm Dick Tips, and we're down here on the San Antonio River, and we're talking about mothers and on Mother's Day. And so tell me your name, sir.
My name is Virgil Marshall.
Tell me your names.
Rebecca Turner and Marilyn Westman.
And I'd like to be introduced to
Steve Pearson.
Andrea Pearson.
And Pat.
So what's your favorite thing about your mom?
How much she loves her family.
Beautiful.
She's very giving and loving and has taught us all to be family people.
Well, Pat, if you haven't noticed, she loves you. You know, she has not stopped looking at you since y'all stood up. She's been hugging you and not Steve. So I'm going to tell you, I don't think and y'all had the same last name. So tell me a little bit about your mother.
My mother is a fantastic mother. She was always there when we needed her. She was a school teacher and always admired what she did for the public and actually inspired me a great deal for my own career.
I think the big part would be that she taught us to just have some grit and keep going, and it worked out well for all of us. It was great advice.
Well, Mr. Marshall, tell me a little bit about your mom.
My mom was a beautiful person. She passed away maybe 15 years or so ago. She taught me a lot about history and reading a lot. And she always had a newspaper. I love her for it.
She's done it by herself for the longest time that we know. She's fought cancer, she survived it. Right now, she put herself through college. We're very proud of her.
I'm down here on the river with
J.C. Cunningham.
J.C. Cunningham and Barbara Cunningham. Must be husband and wife.
Husband and wife, yes.
Love that. Okay, so tell me about your moms.
Well, my mother was Patricia Cunningham. She's been deceased, but I still miss her and think about her every day, and definitely every Mother's Day.
Oh, that's beautiful. Tell me about your mom.
My mother as well has been deceased May 14th, 2014. So I thought about her and I came down. We celebrated. I still feel good about her. I miss her. So we coming down now. My husband is celebrating me.
Okay, so tell me about your mom.
Well, my mom's been, with me my entire life. She's working. She works hard to provide for me, for my family, for my grandparents, and for myself. Whenever we need her, she's always there. And I love her more than anything I could ever say.
And your name is?
Sean.
Terrence.
Monet.
And Monet. All right, Monet, tell me a little bit about your mama. Would you be so kind?
Yes, she's loving, she's very helpful, and she's beautiful.
Is your mother here with you right now?
Ah.
Right, there, now we're talking. All right, now tell me about your mama. What do you miss about your mama?
My mom is the best. My mom adopted me when I was 3 months old from Colombia, so she is the best lady in my eyes.
So what brings you to San Antonio?
I had a work conference and she just retired, so she tagged along with me.
Well, so you must like your mom.
Yes, and
Yum.
I like her too.
And what's your best childhood memory of her?
There's a lot, honestly. Maybe making tamales and going out, a little family experience.
Oh, shucks.
You'd enjoy them. They're very delicious.
So I played soccer growing up, and when we were in middle school, she ran out on one of our scrimmage days and just kind of jumped in right in the middle, playing with me and all my friends. And it was a great time.
That's a good mom, that's for sure.
Yeah, I was the baby, so no, she was easy on me, but my oldest, she was definitely more rough on.
If you had something that you want to say to your mama, tell me what it is.
I would say, Mom, I love you, even though I don't get to see you a lot because I'm always up in the air. You're always in my heart. And yeah, happy Mother's Day.
Mom, we love you. We miss you. We'll see you next year. Thank you.
I would say, Mom, I love you so much. Thank you so much for all that you've done for me and my siblings and supporting us all the way through our up until now.
And happy Mother's Day to your mom.
I love your moms. Treat them nice because they won't be here for a long time.
Mothers all over the world, happy Mother's Day.
That's the story of Mother's Day down on the river. But let me tell you something. I am so proud of the mother of my children, boy, girl, Peggy and Robert, have got the mother of the century. I'm telling you what, she is so caring, so loving, thinks about everybody else all the time, never thinks about herself, doesn't ever sleeps, just works all the time. And I tell you what, She takes care of more than one child, not two child, but three children. I'm her eldest, and I love her very, very much, and I can't wait to be with you for as long as I can be with you, especially on Mother's Day. I love you, Kristin. Talk to you soon. You know, one thing I love to say, women rule the world and they inherit the rest. And Mission Burial Park was established in the late 1800s as a wedding gift for my great-grandmother, Clara Chambers.
Let's hear the whole story.
The year was 1907. San Antonio was the center of life in Central Texas. A local builder and architect named Will Harry Chambers purchased rolling green property on the banks of the San Antonio River, and the first perpetual care cemetery in the state of Texas was opened. It was called Mission Burial Park.
Let's talk about a wedding gift. My great-grandfather, Will Harry Chambers, established this beautiful cemetery as a wedding gift to his wife, Clara.
More than 50 years later, Mission Park would purchase acres of open land in North Bexar County, which would become Mission Park North Cemetery. Today, that beautiful property is right next door to a prominent and exclusive residential neighborhood called the Dominion.
The cemetery at Dominion was a natural extension of Mission Park.
The cemetery includes mausoleums, lawn crypts, family estates, and a beautiful new life center.
And the neat thing is, at Mission Park, we created the idea of having cemeteries and funeral homes at one convenient location. We do this to make it easy for families to plan a funeral with just one call.
Over the years, Mission Park has expanded from the first cemetery on the south banks of the San Antonio River to a total of 18 locations in every quadrant of the city and beyond.
My family has been serving San Antonio for over 6 generations.
Robert Tipps, the great-grandson of company founder Will Chambers, is the CEO of Mission Park. His wife, Kristin Tipps, is president. And together they've been providing personal attention and professional care to San Antonio families for decades.
I'm a licensed funeral director and a commissioner with the Texas Funeral Service Commission.
Mission Park provides funeral property, the finest handcrafted headstones and memorials, cremation services, along with mausoleums and lawn crypts to meet every imaginable funeral need.
At Mission Park, we offer our families every imaginable choice to commemorate their loved ones.
Serving all faiths, ages, and cultures, the Mission Park portfolio of properties now includes convenient locations throughout America's 7th largest and fastest growing city, San Antonio, Texas.
We are very excited about the new life centers that are opening soon.
These beautiful new buildings are the perfect place to celebrate all of life's special moments.
Beautiful new facilities include Mission Park Life Center Northwest at Helotes, Mission Park Life Center at Stone Oak, Mission Park Life Center at Dominion, the Mission Park Medical Center location, and our newest information and training center, which is strategically located across the street from Fort Sam Houston National Cemetery. This highly visible facility is now in the final stages of completion.
When it comes to pre-need planning, we work with families each and every day to make their wishes known, to make it easier on those that are left behind.
In addition to the new properties, Mission Park has existing funeral chapels in neighborhoods around the city. At Cherry Ridge, Brook Hill, Del Crest, Alamo Funeral Chapels, Simplicity, La Paz, and Palm Heights.
We are dedicated to making it easier on families while planning a funeral.
During the pandemic, we learned we needed new ways to serve our community right here in San Antonio.
When it comes to reaching the community and maintaining top-of-mind awareness, Mission Park produces a weekly 30-minute broadcast on Fox TV that combines good news stories taking place in the community with blessings from local faith leaders, along with TV memorials that pay tribute to lives well lived.
Next week is Mother's Day, and we invite you to pay tribute to your mom on Mission Park Cares.
The program is called Mission Park Cares. Between the weekly broadcasts on Fox and the dedicated streaming audience, this original series has reached more than 2 million viewers, helping to make Mission Park a household name in San Antonio.
You guys are doing so much in the community. It is absolutely crazy to me, the amount that you give back. So I love having you here, and you're welcome anytime.
When it comes to meeting the needs of every family during the difficult days of getting ready for a funeral, Mission Park owns the landmark Fairmount Hotel. This spectacular boutique property, known as the Jewel of San Antonio, provides a spare bedroom for those out-of-town guests who are arriving to attend a Mission Park service.
I really feel like we've basically written the book on preserving family values.
The Mission Park tradition of dedicated personal attention, innovative memorial services, and consistent family ownership continue to set Mission Park apart today and for the next generation.
We look forward to visiting with you about your future.
We invite you to take a closer look at this historic family enterprise.
Because at Mission Park, it's our mission to care.
To make this a memorable Mother's Day, here's Rev Patrick Gahan with a story and a blessing.
I had a very strong mother whom I miss every day of my life. She's been dead now, 11 years. But she would also drive me crazy. She raised all 4 of us children by herself on $65 a week, as a matter of fact. But she was stern. And she used to say to me, "You're only trapped if you think you are. You're only trapped if you think you are." And I couldn't stand it when she said that to me, because she'd usually say that when I was in a dead-end job or I had made a mess of a relationship, and she'd say, "Pat, you're only trapped if you think you are." No feeling sorry for yourself around her. And I always wondered how it would come back to her. Well, it hasn't been that many years ago, I guess, that both one of my brothers and his wife were killed at the same time. And actually, my sister-in-law was pregnant. And I wondered, how my mother would react to this incredible pain. And I'll tell you that for a while, she really went into herself. I didn't even recognize my mother. But one day she came back to life, and I wondered what did it. And well, my mother started bringing foster children into her house. She was hurting so badly, she thought the best thing she could do is love someone else. And so she began to bring foster children into her home. And the state would always say, well, they're going to be here for 3 months, but they would be there for 3 years. A little time after that, I had another brother die. And I buried both my brothers in front of my mother. This devastated Mom. He was the youngest of all of us. And the next thing I know, my mother is working in a downtown soup kitchen every day of the week. And she told me, "Pat, the only remedy I know coming through this pain is to love others." That's the way she conducted her life and why she looms as a giant for me. Well, one thing I want to tell you for sure is that our Lord is acquainted with our griefs. It says in Isaiah 53, He's acquainted with all of our griefs and all of our sorrows. There's no way where we can go that He does not feel our pain. And also that He's borne those griefs and those sorrows, and He is strong enough to carry them. But I also want to say to you that if the Spirit that rose Jesus Christ from the dead resides in you, and well, it does, if you believe in Him, then that same Spirit will renew your life and give you newness of life. Remember, Jesus said, "Let your light so shine before others that people may see the good that you do and give glory to your Father in heaven."
Now here's our dear friend Luca De La Casa with a special dish for Mother's Day.
Today we're going to learn how to make carbonara pasta, a classic pasta that has 3 simple ingredients: eggs, parmesan, and guanciale. So if you want to make this dish at home, you can put your little twist to it and add any type of vegetable your kids like. I have some spaghetti pasta. I have some grated Parmesan cheese and some grated pecorino cheese. Then we have some shallots, some eggs, some guanciale, that is the pork jaw, is like a bacon, is cured in salt, pepper, and white wine. And lastly, our sweet peas. We're just gonna help the spaghetti to get inside the pan slowly while they're softening it up. You can always break the spaghetti in half. But in Italy, that would be something really, really, really bad. So if you can, keep the length of the spaghetti. We're gonna add a little bit of vegetable oil to our pan. We're gonna add the guanciale in the pan, and we're gonna bring it back to the stove. This wanna be a slow cooking process. So not a lot of heat under the pan, and just keep an eye on the guanciale, moving it around every once in a while. Okay, on our next step, we're gonna start with the eggs. So for the carbonara recipe, for every person we're gonna feed is equal 1 egg. So today I'm gonna cook for the 2 of you guys, and I will be using 2 eggs. And we lightly beat them up with the help of a fork or a whisk. At this point, we're ready to add the Parmesan cheese and the pecorino. Okay, let's check on the pasta. We're ready to add the pasta to our guanciale. And this is how the pasta and guanciale is gonna look in your pan. Just move it around. And the eggs are gonna start to melt with the heat of the pasta and the oil and create this amazing sauce. That is the carbonara sauce. And then, of course, the sweet peas. The heat of the pasta is gonna warm up the sweet peas enough. We're gonna have that fresh, perfect bite and the heat of the pasta around it. I'm gonna try to get a little bit of all the ingredients to mix up with it, but leave some on the bottom of the pot so that I can pour on top of the pasta. So here we are, guys, from my kitchen to your home, my favorite version of the carbonara.
Kristin, can you just imagine how proud the mothers are for the children that are competing for the Jossie Awards?
I'm sure they're really excited. Here's a preview of what's coming next week.
Mission Park Funeral Chapels have been working with the Las Casas Foundation for many years, and we are getting ready for the Jossie Awards. Joining us to tell us a little bit more, Kristin Tips is here along with Doran Fine from the Las Casas Foundation. It's good to see you both.
You too.
We love Las Casas. We've been working with you guys for a very, very long time. For people that don't know what it is, explain the Las Casas Foundation.
So we are the foundation that was founded to save and restore the Majestic and Charlene McComb's Empire Theaters, and we still remain the stewards to the theaters and ensure that they're vibrant and vital and fabulous for San Antonio, and then also looking towards the future of performing arts and the theaters. And so we have a scholarship competition and performing arts educational program, and we award over $100,000 in scholarships every year to talented high school singers, actors, and dancers.
Kristin, tell me a little bit more about why Mission Park got involved with the Las Casas Foundation.
Well, you know, Mission Park is all about preserving the history of San Antonio and celebrating the history of San Antonio and the people of San Antonio. And what better way than Las Casas, doing that with our theaters and making our city so wonderful, but also enriching the lives of young artists.
It's so true. Art is so important to our society, and to be able to fund scholarships for kids to continue their path in the world of arts is absolutely amazing. Let's talk about the Jossie Awards, because it's coming up, right?
It is. It's coming up on Sunday, May 21st at 6 p.m. at the Charlene McComb's Empire Theater. And it is the 15th anniversary of our scholarship. This is the culmination. It's the big production performance that celebrates all the scholarship winners from the year. And we will be honoring our founding chairperson, Jossie Strauss, and all the work that she's done for our organization and for the city and for the theaters. And we welcome everyone to join us, because it will be a fantastic celebration.
It really is. It is so much money, so many talented kids from all around San Antonio, just about every high school represented, kids that are homeschooled. Everyone has a chance to be a part of this. Kristin, you and Dick do so much for the community. And I say that a lot to you, but I mean, I don't know how you do it. It's so important to let people know how big of givers you guys are. I really appreciate everything you guys do.
Well,
I really
thank you
do.
so much. It's a blessing, and it's just wonderful to see how great our city is, and the nonprofits we have, and the resources, and that's something that we want to celebrate every day with Mission Park and my husband and I.
Absolutely, and I know you've got young kids as well.
We do.
Could we see them on the stage someday?
You never know. They are little. They love to sing, so
look at that. All right.
Thank you for joining us today on our Mother's Day special with Mission Park Cares.
And to all the moms watching, we love you very much.
And to my mom, you are so dear and so special. I love you.
And always remember, at Mission Park, we love you, and it's our mission to care.
Happy
Mother's Day.